G'day mate and welcome back to Factorio with me, Jetty. Today, what I want to work on is going to be a little bit of a different project. We're still working towards science, obviously. I'd really like all the sciences to go really, really well, and as you can see, we're out of Agora science. We'll talk about that in a second. Gleba is still a Gleba issue, but today I want to work on, well, Aquila science, because in theory, I can make a whole lot of science here. There's just one fundamental problem with that, is well, I'm missing an ingredient. I'm missing a fairly easy to get ingredient, you would think, here on Aquila, that being ice. And my limitation on ice is actually a weird limitation. I'm making plenty of ice, but we're using it to make water, to make power, which I could probably get rid of a whole lot of that, because we have fusion power. But also if we, well, scroll up to, well, say here, I have an ammonia problem. I have too much ammonia, so I need to get rid of some ammonia to make more science. Or I need to use less ice to make more science. That's also a possibility. So what I'd like to do is I'd like to work on using less ice. In fact, I'd like to use 0 ice to make our science. So that means I need to find an alternative source of ice. And the good news is, well, if we just get a legendary cryogenic plant, because we now have legendary cryogenic plants, and we look at the recipe, I could have a, well, lithium plate. I'm gonna need that and ice. But if I had a legendary, I'd need legendary lithium plate, which we could probably source that one fairly easily, and I'd need legendary ice. And my options for, well, legendary ice is I could make a whole lot of ice here on Aquila, which would make more ammonia, which could be a problem. And then I could take said ice and run it through a whole lot of ice recycling with quality modules and upcycle it. Or I could just find some legendary ice I happen to have laying around, and that's going to be our plan. We're going to find some legendary ice from somewhere, and then we're going to bring it here and we're going to make a whole lot of legendary cryogenic science. The other important thing with legendary science is its science capacity. It's technically 6 times as dense. So if it's 6 times as dense, that means I don't need to travel, well, I don't need to transport nearly as much. And it also offsets the fact that Aquila is an awful long way away compared to the other planets. And well, all the other planets, if we look at the space map, well, just 15,000 kilometers away, but of course Aquila is all the way out here with an extra 30,000 kilometers. So that means I need to fly a ship 15 and 15, being a total of 30, whereas here I need to travel 15, 15, and then out to Aquila, which is another 60. This is 60,000 plus 30,000 to go out to Aquila and back, which is a total of 90,000 compared to this just being, well, 2 lots of 15 being 30,000. So it's actually 3 times the distance away. Doesn't matter whether you're going, well, the Gleba route or the Aquila route, all the distances are the same. But if I can transport legendary science that has 6 times the density, even if the travel distance is 3 times as much, that's actually perfectly fine. Yeah, so that's going to be our plan. But before I get to that, there's a couple of bit of housekeeping that I need to talk about. The first one being, well, science. We did finish the low density structure productivity number 25, which means I can now remove any productivity modules from many foundries that are making, well, low density structures. On top of that, we have finished rocket part productivity number 23, which means if I grab a rocket silo, and I drop you right here, I hover my mouse over it, you can see on the bottom right hand corner we have a productivity of 230%, which actually means that every single rocket silo now only needs 1, 2, 3 to get to the 300% maximum, which means every single rocket silo on the map I need to put 1 speed module in, just to make sure they launch a little bit faster. As we can see, our current crafting speed is 1.8% with, or 1.8 times with the speed module. Without the speed module, our crafting speed is 0.55. With all prods, it's 0.4, which is far too slow to launch rockets in any sort of haste. So I need to go around the whole map on 5 planets to replace 1 module in every single rocket silo. I'd like to automate that. The other thing the other researchers have done is we finished rocket fuel productivity number 15, also number 16. We're working our way through rocket part productivity number 24 because I'm out of Agora science. We'll talk about that in just a second. And well, that's the 2 bits of major housekeeping I need to do. Also, there's a brand new ship. It's the system-wide FedEx. Yeah, okay, so housekeeping. The Ice Cube. The Ice Cube is our ship that used to sit in Aquila's orbit. This was the one that manufactured everything we might need. So it made low density structures, it made blue circuits, it made red circuits, it made, well, rockets for defense, it made electric engines, also standard engines, it made concrete, it made refined concrete, it made steel, it made sticks, it made green circuits, iron, copper, wire, pipes, more pipes, gears, everything you can think of was made on this ship, including an awful lot of heat pipe to keep, well, Aquilo nice and warm and well heated. It's ready to be retired. In theory, the Big Bones is now doing a lot of those deliveries. You know, we're now bringing out pipes and tanks and, well, inserters and all that sort of stuff. So I shouldn't need, I need you to keep moving, please. I shouldn't need to have the ice cube in orbit anymore. So we should be able to get rid of this. But I don't really want to get rid of this yet, just because, like, it's literally the only assembler I had that was in orbit with everything local. Aquilo really has nothing in the way of resources. Second ship I need to get rid of is, well, this particular ship. This was one doing our Factorio science. It has been superseded and replaced with a speedy version, which as you can see is a little bit smaller, and can still pick up 300,000 science. This has storage for 2,359 slots, whereas the old ship had slightly less storage at just 1,500, so a little bit more storage. I'm not bringing back any more science than I was previously because the ship's damn fast. In saying that, technically we've burnt through the last lot of science, so maybe I need to bring back less, but I can get rid of this ship. And the best part is, whatever the bug was last time is now fixed, so I can just mass deconstruct a ship, turn that on, and it'll just auto trash absolutely everything. Maybe not those. Definitely not those. And why are you not trashing grabbers? Okay. Well, we add that to the trash list. The trash list keeps growing. That's all right. Like I said, I share all my blueprints. This one is up on my Patreon list. And, well, it gets updated often with things that I might have missed somewhere along the way. Yeah. Can I trash that? And cargo bays are not on the trash list. There you go. All right. So you have now been trashed. You have now been disassembled. And that means you can, well, be gone. All right, so ice cube still has to be done. As for the system-wide FedEx ship, it is our very new version of Big Bones. Again, Big Bones has some amount of storage. It's going to be, well, 1,500 storage slots. And we're not really hitting a limit yet, but it's getting somewhat close. So what I'd like to do is I would like to, well, when he finishes his next route, he's going to go back to Narvis and live at Narvis, and we need to send the new one off on its run. As you can see, it's already picked up a bunch of different things that can be dropped off at different planets, and, well, once he completes his route, he can fully take over, and we can dismantle the good old Big Bones, which has done 850 trips. I feel like it's a lot more, but 850 trips. Okay, last one I need to talk about is, well, obviously rocket silos. So let's start on Aquilo. And I have a handy-dandy upgrade planner. We've already used this on a number of planets already, and this changes rocket silos of any quality to legendary quality. And what I need to do is exactly this. I need to turn on this button, and I need to say, well, I would like one legendary speed module, and then I'd like productivity modules, legendary, 3 off. And then if I tick OK, I should be able to take this and just swipe it over a bunch of rocket silos. Well, I don't know if I want to upgrade those boxes. And yes, it should just replace the prods with speeds, which, have I disconnected that belt? I have disconnected that belt. Cool. In that case, can I just swipe the whole map? Okay, somewhere along the line I missed 4 storage containers. They can definitely become legendary as well. All right, can I go to Factorio? Factorio needs to have the whole map swiped. I'm going to save 111 prod mods. I'm going to lose 111 speed modules, but also means technically places like, well, probably not this one. Main base. Places like this, I can remove all these beacons because I don't need that much speed anymore. I'll do that offline. Offline, you guys don't need to see that. Gleba, we can do... Oh. Well, I, for some reason, have 24 rocket silos. I'm going to assume that only have prod 3s in them, not prod 4s. So they're going to get upgraded. There's 10 legendary chests. Well, 10 normal steel chests somewhere. They're going to become legendary. There's a couple of lasers. And, well, I obviously have another 26 rocket silos that need to have, well, already had legendary prod mods in them and are going to get swapped over to legendary speeds instead. So we're going to just do all of Gleba. Vulcanus. Vulcanus is probably going to be very bad because it has an awful lot of rocket silos. Okay, there's 37 steel chests somewhere. There's a couple of, well, there's actually a lot. There's a lot of prod 2s, prod 3 uncommons that are going to become legendary. Also, it looks like 63 epics that can become legendary as well, along with, in theory, that's 845 rocket silos outright. So can I do that? All right, and then Narvis, which could be dangerous because it's got all sorts of stuff everywhere. We're just going to attempt to do that area. Oh, that's a lot of lasers. That's a lot of lasers. Whatever. We're going to swipe that area. So there's some speed modules that are getting upgraded. There's 123 rocket silos. There's some... and another 60 rocket silos. Oh. Okay, these have speed in the last slot. So if I click that, it just swaps the slots around. Okay, cool. Well, can I get you guys uniforms? So we're gonna lose 59 prods. We're gonna swap 59 prods for speeds, and then swap 59 speeds for prods. Cool. Can I do this set as well? And you have some old-fashioned speed modules as well. All right, we're gonna do those lot. In theory, I'm gonna upgrade the lasers at the same time. So that should take care of that. That should just happen in the background. 75. Oh, okay, because I put down these. Yeah, I was almost maxed out on epic biter nests, so I just put down a new set. That's all right. Well, when the FedEx ship gets here, it can drop me off some new ones. Okay, so that should solve that problem, that problem, and that problem. Next off, I need to talk about, well, legendary ice. The good news is, or bad news, depending on how you look at it, is, well, I have a couple of ships. A couple of ships are out there getting me legendary asteroids to get me legendary goodies. If we look on the bottom right, we have 100,000 legendary iron here. This is, of course, dropped off at Vulcanus, where we can turn it into important things like legendary just about everything, because everything needs iron. We've also got coal here. Coal gives us plastic. We have ice here, which does absolutely nothing for us. We have copper here as well. And then one thing you might notice I'm missing currently is, well, legendary calcite. Legendary calcite we actually use to make, well, molten copper. It doesn't give us molten copper legendary because it's liquid, so it just turns into normal molten copper, but it does give us legendary stone. Legendary stone gives us legendary bricks. Legendary bricks can be turned into this recipe into legendary concrete. Legendary concrete is very, very handy with some legendary iron ore to make a, well, legendary refined concrete. As you see, concrete itself is used in a couple of important things. The cargo landing pad, we've already upgraded all those to legendary. Also, can't forget the heating towers. We're going to use a couple of those on Aquilo. Places like, well, other things like centrifuge, nuclear reactor, and of course, the recycler. And we can't forget legendary refined concrete does, well, the rail supports. Don't think we need those in legendary, but it does do artillery. Both types of artillery. Also does the biolab, and of course the cryogenic plant, which we've just made a whole bunch of, and of course electromagnetics and the foundry. So legendary refined concrete is something I sort of need, which means I need legendary legendary concrete, which means I need legendary brick, which means I need legendary stone, which means I need legendary calcite. But the ice is a waste product. So the good news is you happen to be floating around with how much ice on board? 30,000. Okay. The ratio is, well, hover over this guy. It is 33 ice to 22 calcite. So it's about a 3-to-2 ratio. So I've capped this guy at 30,000. I've capped this guy at 20,000, and you're about to arrive at Aquilo, which means I'm going to be requesting legendary ice. Can I have 30,000, please? Okay. I have a second ship that's also wandering around. This particular one here, which is also making legendary ice, but it's also making legendary ice to make legendary space science. Space science is sort of important. And, well, this one's also capped. So we're making legendary calcite. It does have an overflow if I run out of calcite. And, well, this is set to 5 and this is set to 20. We're going to be upping this guy to 35,000 because I need to make sure no matter what, I have some spare ice in here to make science. But, yeah, the plan is that we're going to be just making a whole bunch of ice and calcite, probably just using this recipe if possible. So I'm going to turn that assembler or inserter, and can I get a very, very important speaker? Speakers are here. Can I put you here? Can I wire you in? And I want, if legendary ice equals 0, can I get a global alarm, which is silent, and can I have that? Just so I have a little alert down here that tells me, hey, this one's out of ice, which could be a severe problem. you'll pick this up at whatever planet you stop at to get one of those. And actually I've turned off unloading on Aquilo for this one. So this might be okay as is, but I'm going to set an alarm anyway. This one is going to unload at Aquilo and only has 2.7k ice on it currently. So that looks like it has dumped its whole load on Aquilo, which is good because I need legendary ice. I also need to have, well, legendary lithium plate. Legendary lithium plate comes from lithium. Lithium comes from, well, ammonia, which I have too much of, lithium brine, which we are mining right here. Well, pumping, I guess. It's in a pump jack, so we're probably pumping it. And of course, well, the one solid product being Holminum plate. I have a lot of legendary Holminum plate. So what I need to do is I need to get these two items out of the hub. So can I get that deconstructed? And can I turn on trash? I have. Cool. Can I get you? Can I put you here and here? Can I upgrade you to legendary? Yep. Cool. Can I have you use filters? I want you to bring out plate legendary, and the frozen one can bring out ice legendary. That seems fitting. Can I put this one here? Can I put this one here? Okay. Next thing I need to do is I need to get heat into this guy, and then I need to work out how I'm going to put things on a belt so it works. So I need to. No, I need an underground here. So can we add an underground there? Can I add that around the outside? Now, if I just grab a normal bit of belt and I put this here, here, and here. Can I delete that? Okay, you're going to be on the left side. We're going to talk left side because we're about to go down. Left side, bottom side. All right, I need you to be on the right side or the top side, which means I'm going to put down underground. Now, the underground, when you put it down, is going to be facing north. But if I press R on it, it's going to be, well, face the other way. Now, if I delete everything and then put it all back, no, you're still bugging. Can I do this as well? There we go. Got it. Okay, can I remove that and then undo it? So, you're going to be putting on, and you could be an underground, you could be a belt, actually. So you're going to be putting on the far side of the belt, which is then going to side load into the underground belt. And because the underground belt is coming from the left to the right, well, all the material comes out here. And he has to put things on the right-hand side of the belt, but it's not a turning belt. That's the important thing. If it was a turning belt, as you can see, you end up putting things on both sides, but well, on the left side, which is just annoying. So, yes, because it's underground, it doesn't turn. Weird Factorio facts. Anyway, can we bring this to here? And that means I didn't have a heat pipe right there. Is that a normal robot? No, it's 50 legendary. Okay. Can I bring this to here? And then can I bring this to here? And then to here? And here? And I can't go all the way through. Can I remove that accumulator? And can I... Hi, autosave. Can I stop here then? Alright, I need to heat this. To heat this, we just... Well, put an underground there so we can get to our heating grid, and you need to go right the way around the outside. That's fine. Same story here. Just put that in there, put a heat pipe there. This one, exactly the same, which is going to go you, and heat pipe. And, well, you already have a heat pipe right there. So you're done. All right. So that gets both my materials down to here, and then I need to decide what we need to do with them. So ice obviously needs to come into this machine. I also need to have fluoroketone cold, which, where is a pipe? Well, that's the pipe there. So this goes up, and total pipe length is currently 89, so I'm going to have to drag that down here somehow. I also conveniently have, in this location, a whole bunch of rocket solos, which in theory are launching lithium plates, but these were launching our quantum processors, which we're not launching anymore. So I could put lithium plate, which is this belt here, into these rocket solos, and therefore free up these rocket solos to have our new science. That's going to be the plan, at least. So ice needs to go into these guys, and we're going to need cold fluid and also hot fluid. Hot fluid is all the way at the top of the map. That's unfortunate. I'm going to need to drag that down, or I could do science up there. I need lithium brine. Lithium brine is down here, and it doesn't really travel anywhere. No, it doesn't. And our next source of lithium brine is, I have no idea, all the way over there. Cool. No, we have 9,980. We have almost 1 million. Let's go with that. I'm not going to try and say that whole number. Okay, so All I need to do is make this. Now, this is going to require, it's going to consume some ammonia, which is good. It's obviously going to consume the lithium brine and holmium plate. So can I have you? Can I pop you here? Just as a sort of starting zone. Can I... Okay, so this is a tiny little closed ammonia grid. All right. I'm probably going to want to connect all the ammonia together. So I have a map-wide ammonia, if that makes sense. As for over here, I think we're going to come off the back of this. Can I find a good spot to come off? Actually, probably there would work. Can I move that beacon one tile to the right so I can just bring that heat pipe around? And then we're just going to drag the pipe. You know, sure, it's going to get frozen, but that doesn't really matter because, as I said, heating grid, we just, well, run a pipe to the heating grid. That goes to there, and you know what? You can just do that. And you have heat right there. That works for me, and because everything is automated, well, it's just going to warm up to the right temperature. Can I get an underground... well, technically, there to there is probably going to be the best for me, and then bring that to there. Okay, so that's one ingredient found. As for the ammonia, we'll have to work on that, and I don't want epic. Can I have a legendary, please? All right. Can I start over here? All right, so we need to get in a fluid. Can we put fluid, and straight pipe? Yeah, and actually, can I put that over there? I can extend that by one tile, because we're going to do these in pairs. Can I put you there? All right. And then I have the second fluid. The second fluid is traditionally stepped back slightly, and we're going to go in, out, all done. All right. I need to get into this machine. I need to get one item in, well, one solid item in for one solid item out. So we should be able to just bring that in at the back. Can I do that? As long as I heat this side. I can't heat that side. Okay. Can I instead... actually, can I look at these guys? So these guys are bringing in with long-handed soda, which is fine. More importantly, they need 2 or 3 per second. So the input is incredibly slow, which means a long-handed soda will work perfectly fine. So can I put input there? All right. So that means I need 2 plates going to come in from our right. I need that to stop there, and that to stop there, and then that can go away. Okay. So that's a pair. The front doesn't have anything, so we can just put stack and sodas there. You were outputting like 15, right? 39. Yeah, 39 is fine. I don't need to apply any extra, you know, quality to the stack and sodas. They're going to keep up fine at that speed. All right. Last thing I need to do is get some heat pipe and make sure everything touches some sort of heat pipe. No, actually, can I copy from there to there? And can I double it? And then we're going to have another one. I think this might be too much, but we're going to find out after I add beacons. Can I do the beacons first? Can I grab a beacon from here? And so I can put a beacon here, I can put a beacon here, I can put a beacon here, beacon here. I can't put a beacon here. Can I move you one tile to the right so I get heat pipes in here? Can I have 2 and 2? So it's going to have lots of 2 beacons on one side. As for the other side, there is nothing stopping me to just go beacon nuts. I will need to... Okay, I know there is something stopping me. I need to get heat pipes in here. So can I go from here to there, from there to there, and then from there out? And I need to have gaps in my beacons so I can get heat in. So you can all slide one tile to the right. I don't need that substation. You can slide one tile to the left. And that should do me. All right, so in theory, heat. We're going to go out, start here. We're just going to trace the outside all the way around, in. That'll touch the machine. This is already heated from the outside. We're going to go into here. I need to touch this pipe on this side. This will go around again. And just touch everything. Let's just be honest. It's just easy to just swipe the pipes everywhere they can go and know that everything's connected. And, oh, you need to go one tile to the left as well. Cool. And therefore, I have 2 tiles. I have 1 tile, 2 tiles. But I need 3 for a beacon. That's unfortunate. Yeah, I have tiles. I have 2 tiles, but I need 3 for a beacon. I could cut off one of these. No, I can't because the heat's down here. No, okay. All right, I can't do anything. All right, can we put that in there? Can I wrap around the back of this? Okay, I still wanted the beacon. Can I put you there and there? All right, so that should be some sort of rough design. This side, well, it's literally going to be the machines are heated from the other side, so it's there and there and there and there. I just heat here and heat here, and you know, you don't stick out too far. And I need to run heat into that guy. And technically, if I stretch you a little bit further, yep, I can run heat into this. And then we're just going to join the top to the bottom and join the top to the bottom. Okay, so that would be our plan. And I need to slap this somewhere. Can I just pick the whole thing up? And we're going to slap this. So it's coming at the top. Yep, and it's on our left. And it's up actually very, very high. So can I put you probably here? Okay, with that done, can I attach heat in there? Can I attach heat in here? Yep. And can I attach... No, not too many. Oh, it didn't bring the wire back. Wow. Undo again? It still didn't bring the wire back. Okay, that'd be very bad, because then you just throw fuel in there all the time. Can I bring there to there, and then can I bring in heat like here? I want to stay away from the bottom end, because we're going to have to put in more things in the future. And a substation, can I make you legendary? And if I smack you there, you don't quite power everything. That's close. Can I put you... Oh, I need to get into this pipe. And I'm also going to need to technically get into that pipe. Assuming things are coming from the left. Well, actually, no, you come from the right. Can I go here, 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 and we can just drop you there with a straight pipe there, and that's officially done. Can I drag heat to here and drag heat to there? Okay, so one fluid's tied in. Yep, it's happy. The solids are over here. We need to go get them, and they're going to come in. Possibly still, it's definitely still one tile too high. Can I just pick up everything? Now, a lot of people at this stage might complain about wasted heat. Because I have a heating grid, I don't care. I just paste it down and it will reheat very, very, very quickly. And because the whole lot's automated, it's fine. It's fine. It's going to burn some rocket fuel. It's fine. I got plenty. I got rocket fuel to spare. That definitely connects. I don't need that. And yeah, it's already heating back up. Okay, so I need to bring in our solid item into this belt. Can I move you here? Can I have a splitter? And no, you need to go one tile that way. Can I have you split out our Holminum plate in legendary? And that's going to go to your left, which I should be able to plug right there. And I should be able to heat that whole lot right there. And it's going the wrong way. That's fine. And yes, yes, yes. Yes, 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 and the heat's not quite here yet. Everything's got to get to 30 degrees, which is not going to do a very good job with me just heating the top half. But I can add a heat to the bottom half anytime I want. Okay, can I... So I now know I'm done on the right. Can I have that go through to there, and can I do this? Cool, that'll add heat there, and I don't know what I need to do at the bottom, but I do need power over here, so can I throw you... Actually, can I just upgrade that one? Oh. Okay, I'm going to temporarily plug this in here. I don't know if that's going to stay. And you need to... I don't think at legendary you can reach. No, you still can't reach. Okay, can I just throw you there then? Alright, so, you're the last thing that needs to be heated up. Oh, that's not... That's going to make it much better. Yeah, heat needs to travel the shortest path, and sometimes the paths can get incredibly long. But, okay, so we don't have the ammonia fluid, I know that. And why for you not tick? Oh, because I need to change the recipe to the legendary version, obviously. Cool. Alright, so, we have one item in, I don't have the ammonia. The ammonia, I do want to make a giant grid. So ammonia I have... here. You guys use ammonia to make our hot fluid. That's very, very important. So this is a consumer. You don't consume it at all. You are making solid fuel. Solid fuel also consumes it. No, sorry, this is rocket fuel. Rocket fuel also consumes it, but making ice produces it. So our current science build is, well, tapping ice from here, which is also sending water over here to run the power plant. Like I said, I can probably get rid of this. If I remove those two pipes and prioritize you to the right, we might end up doing better. But I also need to get rid of any excess ice. The good news is this tries to make a whole lot of platforms first and then crushes whatever it doesn't need. But I also have a problem that they can't output any more ammonia because this is another tiny network and I need to connect all the producers together with all the consumers to make sure that we can just consume everything we need, and then if I need to actually produce extra ammonia, I could potentially just have a couple of machines that bake ammonia, bake ice, and just crush the ice so the ice is solved, which is what I'm going to do right now as a temporary answer. I want to connect them all together so we get a more universal system, a more load balance system, but for right now, I just need to have ammonia, right? Yeah, actually, you need to plug into that. Yeah, sure, right there. Can you make, not legendary ammonia, because I don't need legendary ammonia. Can you make that? It comes from liquid anyway, so I can't make it legendary. Can I put that there? Can I grab, not prob mods? Cool. You're going to make 25 ice and 250 ammonia per second. I need to have 1,000, so can I throw a few of those in there? You're going to make 2.7 thousand. Perfect. Can I plug this pipe into here? Can I plug that to there? You're going to instantly freeze over. I'm going to add that there. And can I just have an offshore pump? Offshore pump, we're going to throw in here. And then that'll produce all the ammonia I need for right this second. Yep. Yeah. Except I have a whole bunch of ice I need to get rid of. A whole bunch of ice. We're going to recycler here and here. Again, a whole lot of speed modules. Can I put heat there and temporarily, can I just do that? No. Can I do that? Okay. If I added heat here, actually connected, we could do there as well. Yeah, hopefully that could get rid of the ice fast enough, but now I have lots of ammonia. I have lots of legendary lithium plates, lithium process. Great. Next thing I need is going to be smelters. The smelters are pretty much dead easy. It is bring in that part, please. That part. It is bring in one resource and put out the other. They've been done a dime a dozen. The only thing we've had to add on Aquilo is a whole lot of heat pipes. Can I put you there, please? Legendary. All right. I need to. Okay, you need to go there. You need to come down and into here and plug into there. Okay. Before I get too much further, how much do you produce? You produce per second 300. That's too much. You do 122, which means you do another 122, which actually means I only need 2. I only need 4 of you total. Can I rip out the right-hand side? You're going to rip out the right-hand side. Can I rip out that? Can I rip out that? Can I just run that heat pipe through there? And you can go through there temporarily. Can I run this pipe to here and here? And can I run this pipe to here and here? I'll tidy up everything out afterwards. Okay, now we know that. I also need to do some sort of funny business in here to make sure that we can move resources from one side of the belt to the other. So, can I have output onto a belt? And the problem is I'm going to get heat in there as well. Can I have here? So, if you go up to here, down, and then into an underground, let's say. Into belts and then an underground. Okay. If I did something like this, I need to get heat in there, which heats, well, these pieces, but I can't heat this inserter. So this doesn't work, not in the traditional Factorio sense. So we need to modify things slightly. We need to go up, and then I need to have, I need to go forward first with an underground, so I can get heat into there, very important. Can I hook you to here? Cool. like I said, I'm not worried about deleting heat. Okay, then I need to go up and then forward another one, then down, so I can heat to here. So I can heat this lot. Technically, I can heat some of it from the other side. And then I need to go straight. And that'll put things on the other side of the belt. Except I can't get to this inserter now. Oh, we've made ourselves a new problem. Can I do this? Can I reverse you? So you now face outwards. No, you're going to be on the wrong side of the belt. Okay, can I have a belt here? And therefore I can do this. And therefore I can put heat here, which heats everything. I'm losing a number of beacons doing this. And then I can do this. Okay, which means I need to move that beacon. So I can put this here. No, let's put it here. Yep, and then just bring it up and in at the back. So therefore I can move these beacons further to the right. You're not at max distance. Great. Can I put you here? Can I just put a substation here for the moment so we have power? I can't... Okay, so I can't put a beacon here because of that heat pipe. I can't put a beacon here. So I have to put these beacons here. You need to go away. Actually, can you... No, you can't reach the machine. Okay. And then put this here. All right, now, quick double check. You're going to make 61. You're going to make 51, which means I'm just short of a full half belt. You are 108, which is even worse. So I need to counteract that with extra beacon up, please. Extra beacon here and here. And then hopefully you're doing 117, you're doing 112. Okay, we're just going to throw another beacon there and another beacon there. And that should, if I have power, 121 and 117. Can I get another beacon in this? Okay, this is all heated. This is not heated. This is not heated. This is not heated. So I need that heat pipe. Don't want to use long hand inserters. I need to have stack inserters so I can move things out fast enough. I can move you one tile to the right and move you one tile to the right. That doesn't actually help me because that only leaves me 2 tiles in the middle, which is not enough. I can technically heat this from this side, which means I could put this, the inserter down here. Okay, if I put you here and I put you here, I need to have heat. No, I can't put the one on the left down there. Because I need to bring in heat from this side, so I can move one of them. I can't, and there is no free tiles over here to move things. Technically, I could do that, and then put that there. Okay, can I remove all of this? So I need to have access to that tile and that tile. Cool. I need an underground to go up and down, so I need to have... you are 200 grounds. Can I put 2 undergrounds here? This is a different height, which does not help me, but it's technically valid. Actually, no, I can put you... Oh, can I put you there? I can put you there. Okay, then that can come through to there. My problem is, it's not actually into the outside. Okay, can you go there? No, can you go here and here? Yeah, it's not plugged into the outside grid, so it's just going to cool down over time and freeze. Okay, can I put this here? It's too far away. Alright, so if I remove one beacon and plug that in there, that'll heat all that, that'll heat all that, and I don't think I've helped myself at all. I think I've actually made it worse. Yeah, I think we're just going to go back to the original. Alright, well, that's what I'm going to do for now. I'm going to leave it like this, with both of you. Come on, in the middle. There you go. Cool. We're not producing quite enough. I'm going to look at this and stare at this for another couple of minutes, see if I can get this to work. As for the actual smelters themselves, look, it's a carbon copy of this. All we're going to do is add beacons a little bit more accurately and a little bit more dense, and that should be able to hit our total. In fact, actually, do I have any of this? Can I throw that in there? And we can see, well, probably the worst machine to choose. Definitely the worst machine to choose. Oh, you used it all already. Okay. Can you have 3 beacons, 4 beacons, 3 beacons? Can I throw it in you? You are going to do 15 by yourself. So for me to half a belt, I need potentially 8 of them. So that should be a full bell's worth. Should be. I'll need to heat it. I'll need to add more beacons. Obviously, there's going to be a gap in the middle because of the missing beacons here. But I think I can come up with another answer for this. I don't know what that answer is. Oh, actually, no, I do. It's the traditional, just with an extra underground. No, it's not, because you don't get heat. Yeah, okay. All right, I'm going to have to come up with another answer. I know there's another answer, I just don't know what it is right at the moment. So, I'm going to leave this video here. As always, thank you guys so much for watching too. Hope you've enjoyed. And I'll see you in the next episode where we actually get to play with legendary cryogenic science. Yeah, we've got one ingredient done. There's the other ingredient we're going to worry about. Anyway, like I said, that's it. I'm out. Thanks for joining me. See you next one. Bye.